it's me, Gary Lee Stanley, your sales guy. How are you doing today? Today we're going to talk about our favorite subject, which is sales. All right. I got a great subject for ourselves today, but I got my son with me today, so go ahead and say hi, Dom.
Hi, Dom.
All right, that's my cool son. We're on our way to Mom's house. So what's our subject for today? It's a beautiful Sunday, and I work 7 days a week. Our subject for today is real estate, sales. It's tough, but don't quit. Okay, I'm just saying, guys, in the field of sales, it can be kind of a lot of competition. A lot of people are trying to, buy and sell. And, when you first get into real estate, I'm going to tell you what, it can be really, really tough. And a lot of times people get that title called, I'm a real estate salesperson. I'm a real estate agent. Now I'm going to make all this money, honey. And I'm going to tell you the truth, guys. Okay, let me take my glasses off because this is really, really important. Okay? The truth is like this, guys. You've got to go out there and start working your ass off. If you don't, then you're not going to make any money. It's that simple. Our title is, real estate and sales. It's tough. It's and don't quit. But I ain't telling you that you should quit. What I'm trying to say is you got to get out there. You got to get some mentors, some people who are in the business that can be kind to you, because not everybody in the business is going to be sharing all their wealth of information. So you need to get with a good company, some good people that can help walk you through the process. The selling part to me is the easy part, but the paperwork and getting all the paperwork in, getting all the documents signed, and making sure that you get them when you want to do a listing. You've got to go do a presentation on why they should go with you. Or if you have customers and you figure out, well, hey man, I'd like to be able to buy that house. So you got to do some documents to let those people know that, hey, I would like to buy that house. And then you got to fill out some more paperwork for the inspections. You got to make sure all the finance stuff is done right. All the paperwork is done right. Then you got to have somebody go out there and give an appraisal on the home. And then you got to set up the title, blah-diddy, blah-diddy, blah. Okay, now I hope I just busted your bubble, because, see, a lot of times people see all those things on HDTV and all these other things, and they make it look real simple. They show a whole couple of months in a show in a day. It's not like that in a couple hours. Some of this process can take up to 45 days, sometimes even longer, okay? And sometimes if you pay cash, it can be a lot more quicker. But the key to success in this regard, guys, is that is just a small part of what it's like to be a real estate salesperson. It can be tough, baby, and it can be kind of daunting. Because, see, here's the thing. Unless you sell something, we work on this thing called straight commission. And if you work on straight commission, that means, hey, man, you got to sell something. Me and my son, we had a little conversation a little while back, and he was like, Dad, you do all this work, you do all this stuff, you go out and do all these things for people, and you're out there knocking on doors. But at that time, I hadn't sold anything. And he was getting frustrated, thinking we was going to the Poe house. Okay, guys? I told you on my platform I would tell you the truth. I'm telling you the truth. I'll tell you the good, the bad, the ugly, and the warts and all. It's tough when you first get into real estate. Unless you have a significant other who's got some money, paying the bills by yourself can be very tough. If you're a young person living at home, stay home for a while until you actually start selling property, start out selling homes and building up that business and building up relationships. But see, what happens also is after a while, you get pretty good. You start doing the things that you're supposed to do. People that will work with you, like the company I work for Exit Real Estate Gallery right here in Jacksonville, Florida. And what happens is you take a 63-hour course. You're all excited. You got it's tough. You got the class you got to take. You got to do it online or in person, depends. Now, at least here in the state of Florida, now I've got some friends of mine, they've got to take a 120-hour course. So it depends on where you're at. You've got continuing education courses, 45-hour continuing education courses that you got to get done within the first 2 years. But and see, it can be overwhelming. Because until you start making some money, you may have to have a part-time job, you may have to have a full-time job, and try to do the business, as best you can. But see, the key to success is you got to get all the way in. What does that mean? Eventually, if you want to make any money in this business, you've got to remember it is your personal business. That means you're going to have to work your butt off. It really means that. I work 7 days a week. I make myself available for customers. I do open houses quite frequently, not only for myself, but for other customers. I mean, the customers I'm talking about are other real estate agents who have multiple listings. And that benefits you because it gives you a platform where you can go in and talk to other people who may not have representation, and you can become their agent. You capture their information, you treat them real good. When you go in there, I'll tell you what, I've had people that called me back and they said the reason why we liked you was because you were very knowledgeable about the house. You knew a lot about the area. You knew about what's the new. You got a list right in front of you on the MLS. So basically, you can just study that information, and it can make it easier for you when you're trying to sell. But see, here's the thing, guys. It can be daunting. It can be tough. I mean, I get frustrated. I've had some people I thought that I had a sale with, okay, and then we couldn't find a home, and it was like these people, they just disappeared, and it kind of hurt your feelings. And I will tell you what, guys, you know, you got to have tough skin in this business. If you don't, you will feel a lot of pain when people, you know, you've been showing them houses, and then what happens? It's like, you know, the pool dries up, and then they don't do business with you. And then you keep in touch with them, you try to call them, they don't even answer the phone. See, those things can be tough. Remember, real estate sales is a tough, but don't quit. It's tough, but don't quit. Other things that I do a lot of marketing. I do my YouTube, my Facebook, Boomtown. I go door to door. I work my butt off to make some money, honey. So when I get my paycheck, I'm going to make sure that, hey, I put my money where it needs to go. I don't go out there and buy a bunch of garbage. I pay my bills first, and on top of that, I put some away from who? For Uncle Sam. I'm telling you what, you don't pay your taxes, baby. Woohoo! It can be very, very trying for you. So make sure when you start selling stuff that you put that stuff away for taxes. You got to take a big percentage of it. And also remember, you got to do your due diligence. You got to work tough. You got to work hard. Like I said, I get on Facebook. I do my MLS videos. You can watch a bunch of my videos, guys. I talk about everything there is to talk about with sales. You know, one of the websites that I have now, it's called Your Real Estate Sales Guy, and it's on YouTube. It's one of my other channels, and this channel is this is Gary Lee Stanley, Your Sales Guy. So I have quite a few little platforms where I have the capability to share my information. What I do is I go and I do the open houses, I'll do the walkthroughs, I'll make videos of it, and then what I'll do is I'll put those in a place where when I go to talk to other customers, this is what I do. I show them, hey, listen, a lot of people will market your product, but this is the things that I do. I go live on Facebook. I talk about their property. If people are wanting to know about properties, how are they supposed to know it? And I'm like a little bit of character guy. When you're out there, you know, you don't want to be boring. You don't want to be like, you know, oh, I'm going to sell your house. I'm going to help you buy a home. Be excited. Be very excited, because when you get a customer, man, they want somebody who makes them feel good about the purchasing of a home. And my simple job today is, guys, to give you some encouragement. It's not an easy job. It's tough, okay? But you, at least if you know it in the beginning, like I said, you watch all that garbage on TV and they show these fancy houses and all this beautiful condominiums and apartments and stuff. You know what? The majority of people, they don't start with those big giant homes and all that stuff. They start with a $250,000, and you hope that's the minimum of the homes that you sell, because you'll get a percentage. Remember that, guys. And here's another thing. You've got some people who want you to drop the amount of money that you make so that you can get a sale. If you have the capability, maybe 0.5% would be fine. But what happens is you're starting to dig into your pocketbook. And remember, you need to let your customers know, I'm out here marketing this house. And you talk them and you show them all the things. I'm putting it on TV. I'm doing Facebook. I'm doing YouTube. I'm putting it in magazines. I'm putting it on different websites. You got to explain that stuff, because you have to create a value. And here's the thing. You need to let your customers know that you have to take care of a lot of paperwork. And it's daunting. It's hard. And you need to be able to have the funds available to be able to do all these things. Now, here's the things, guys. People perceive a value if you give them value. If you act like you don't know what you're doing, let them know. Listen, I'm not perfect. I got a great team of people that can help me walk through this process. And see, here's the one thing I've seen. I got real lucky. I got with a company, Exit Real Estate Gallery, and I got a chance to work with these people, and they were really kind to me. And what they did for me was they gave me the capability to be able to purchase, not purchase, but gave me the capability to be able to learn from them. And what that means is I'm giving them a percentage of what I'm selling. Okay. And it sucks, but you know what? When you first start in the business, you don't know anything. So what do you have to do? You have to go ahead, you have to learn. And once you start learning, once you learn the paperwork and the process and how things work, it becomes a much more simpler task. And my simple job today was, like I said, guys, real estate, it can be very tough. It can be kind of overwhelming. And when you first start, like I said, everybody's gung-ho. They're all excited. And they think they're going to get paid right away. Well, you might. You might be one of them lucky ones. You might be one of them persons who've got a loan officer in your back pocket who can help you get some loans on some properties and will give you some deals. But that don't normally happen. A lot of times you're going to have to learn about this sphere of influence. Those are the people that that are that you know. Get on Facebook, start letting all your friends know, hey, I'm in real estate. You got to start marketing yourself. You got to start branding yourself. And by branding yourself, you got to do it all the time. It's like you just can't do it once and expect everybody to know. I carry business cards with me everywhere I go. I talk to people all the time, 7 days a week. I make myself available, and I let my customers or people know that, hey, I'm selling homes. I'm also helping people buy homes. Here's my business card, and I work 7 days a week. And I also just treat them with respect. I'm always kind, and you never know where you're going to get an opportunity. Like I said, if you do these open houses, I love doing the open houses because it gives me a chance to work on my skills, having conversations with customers, and being able to just, learn the craft of selling. Because people want to buy stuff. They just need somebody to kind of walk them through a process, but they also need to make sure that they can understand what the property is. Because a lot of times people look at a house, it looks like a house. It looks like every other house, but it's you that's the salesperson that can bring the home alive. You can talk about the features and the benefits, brand new air conditioning system. This has been upgraded. The kitchen's been upgraded. You've just recently got the roof taken care of. It's all brand new. You can talk about the granite. You can talk about the age of the home and how it looks and the quality. There's just a lot of different things that you can do to make yourself different than the other salespeople. And a lot of times people, the first salesperson they meet, they generally go with that person, but these days people are kind of wishy-washy. They'll jump ship and go with somebody else. So you got to bring your A game. And I mean, I've failed. I've had people who went to other people because of my lack of experience. But then when I got better and started doing really good, people, they thought I had been doing it for years and years, and I hadn't done that. It's all about perception. It's all about, and be honest. Don't ever lie to the customer. Be straight frank with them. They may ask, well, how long have you been doing it? Well, I've got my I did all the courses and classes, and I've been in my training, and to be honest with you, you may be my very first person. And in this regard, they'll say, wow, you seem like you know what you're doing. Well, you got to come across like that, guys. You got to come across as knowledgeable, professional. And a lot of times people don't even ask you how long you've been doing it, to be honest with you. I haven't had any. I think I had one person when I first started. And if I tell my customers, look, if I don't know something, I'm not going to pretend that I do, and I'll give you an honest answer because that's what I do for a living. And a lot of times people really appreciate that. You got to be honest. You got to be upfront. You got to be kind. You got to be considerate. You got to be on time. So if you set appointments, go out there and get those appointments and do your research about different areas. You also got to farm an area. See all this stuff that you got to learn? Farming in an area means an area where you go knock on doors, or you send out literature. You also send out documents and stuff like that to be able to get people to come and take a look at the property. Or you're out there knocking on doors, ask them, hey, have you thought about selling? Have you thought about it? And see, here's the thing, guys. I know it sounds weird. It sounds overwhelming. Sounds daunting. It is. And our subject for today is selling real estate. Okay, it's tough, but don't quit. Listen, they have an old saying, don't quit before the miracle. And that means that, hey, listen, tough times may come. You may want to quit. I've thought about it many times. You know, I had people saying, why are you in that business? You know, you hadn't sold anything yet. Well, guess what? I have now. Okay, but it took some time. It took a lot of work, and I have to work my butt off. And just because if you get a sale, don't mean you go to sleep and go back to bed. What you do is you get back out there knocking on them doors, picking up that heavy phone, calling people, go to doggone the offices and stuff, do your paperwork in your office if you can. Get on the phone, be there in case people call or show up. Going out and knock on the doors, visit people, okay? Whoo, deep breath. You know, my name is Gary Lee Stanley. I am your sales guy, but I'm also Gary Lee Stanley, your real estate sales guy. And hey, listen, guys, if you have any questions, you can give me a call at 904-662-8933, or you can check out my website at yourrealestatesalesguy.com, and you can look at all my listings, all my videos, or you can look at all the different properties that I have for sale. You can look at the literally thousands of properties here in Northeast Florida. Put in a zip code and find an area if that's what you want to do. Put some hearts on the ones that you like, and we'll go out and see those homes, and I'll tell you what, we'll have a lot of fun. You know, listen, guys, if you're a salesperson, if you're just getting into real estate, I hope you watch this video. And the reason why is I wish somebody would have told me this, but I had to learn this the hard way. It is tough, guys. So be strong, be of good character. And listen, sometimes you're going to fail. You're going to have problems. You're going to have issues. Some days you ain't going to sell nothing. Some weeks you won't sell nothing. Some months you'll get overwhelmed. You'll say, why am I doing this? You know why you're doing it? Because it can make a lot of money. You can change your whole life. You can change your family's life. But it's a business, so you have to put more in the beginning. You have to work your butt off, and I promise you it will eventually pay off. Okay? So I hope you enjoyed the video. I know it was one of them tough ones, but see, sometimes we need to take the Band-Aid off real quick. Rip. Oh, crap. It hurts. So remember, guys, we just had a great conversation. My name is Gary Lee Stanley. I am your real estate sales guy and your sales guy. And we just had a wonderful conversation about, what do we have a conversation about? Our conversation today was about selling and real estate, and it's tough, and don't quit. Okay. What do you got to say, Dom?
If you guys like this video, press that big thumbs up, comment down below on what you guys want us to do next, and also like this video, share it with your friends, and also have a great day.
That's my super awesome son. You ought to check him out. What is your website? He's a musician.
My YouTube is Dom Dark Lord.
And he's a rock and roller. I got some videos on with my YouTube channel. So check out both of my channels. Your Real Estate Sales Guy over at YouTube, and also Gary Lee Stanley, your sales guy. Okay, guys, we just had a wonderful conversation. I hope it helps you. And don't quit. Like I said, don't quit before the miracle. Damn, you could be a great salesperson. Oh.